Hello everybody, my name is Jason.
My name is Jennie.
This is the Game Warrior Game channel, and we are going to go over our top 25. Now last year, if you watched our video, it was the top 10, because we'd only played 10 games. This year
we did better.
we've done a lot better. We played quite a few games, in fact. But this year, we're going to go our top 25. Okay, so let's start with number 25. And we'll go ladies first. Number 25.
My secret list.
Mm-hmm.
All right, number 25. Mansions of Madness.
Mansions of Madness,
Yes.
number 25. So
Yep.
I have this fun list. That was your number 6 last year.
Well, when you only play, how many games did you play last year?
Okay, Mansions of Madness. What do you?
So I really enjoy Mansions of Madness. I love the horror-based theme. I think it's really cool. I love that it is app-based in that you can replay scenarios and it'll do something new. Some of the things that the app does are also really cool, like when you have to solve a puzzle, which you can't do necessarily with a physical game. So it actually conjures up a puzzle that you have to figure out. So there's some really, really interesting, cool things about it. The miniatures suck, so that's too bad. Not in what they look like, but the fact that so you have these little monsters and they're supposed to, I guess you're supposed to glue them to a stand, right?
I glue because they just fall.
Oh yeah, so you're supposed to be able to insert them into the stand, and that doesn't work. And then so we tried gluing them, that didn't work. So we take handfuls of monsters and we just drop them on the board because they will not stand up. So big boo on that. It would be great if they could revamp the game and get actually really good miniatures that would stand. I'm still a little unsold on app-based games. I don't know, sometimes that interaction with the app can feel a little clunky, but it also, like I said, it introduces some things that I think are really interesting. Like you can actually have to do a puzzle or solve something, and it can really keep things fresh if you play the same scenarios over and over again. I think the game does a good job of keeping you on the edge and really making it feel like you're searching for clues and that you have to figure out things, which in some games it doesn't feel like that so much. So again, kudos to the app on that, because I don't know with a physical game if the way that they do that would be possible. So Mansions of Madness, number 25.
I just agree with everything you said. I agree. Basically the miniatures are crap, and it's probably my favorite app-driven game. I think it shows the possibilities of what apps could be.
For sure.
What could
Yeah.
be. Okay, my number 25 is a game from Simon that was number 2 last year, so it is dropped precipitously. Dropped. It is The Others. It's a horror-based one against many game.
Yeah.
One against many game. And we just didn't play it much. I searched on eBay, got all the expansions. I had a lot of fun with it. Got some cool expansions. I missed the Kickstarter, so I got the expansions. People had painted them. It's really fun. I got some great paint jobs from people, and so. But it's just down the list.
One thing Mansions of Madness does have, amazing miniatures. Really gruesome.
No. You just said Mansions of Madness.
I mean,
the
others.
Great miniatures.
Great miniatures, super
fantastic.
gruesome.
Mm-hmm.
The theme is amazing.
Yeah, and we painted a lot of them, so it's really fun, yeah. Others is great, just haven't played it much.
Yep.
Okay, my number 25, The Others.
So my 24 is Isle of Cats.
Isle of Cats. I am surprised that's so low for you.
Oh. So Isle of Cats, beautiful game, beautiful artwork, really fun, really bright. I love cats. It will probably be visited by a cat at some point during this top 25. But you know, it's definitely a game that I don't. I just me personally, it's not a game that I'm terribly drawn to. You know, it's a lot of placing tiles and pulling cards and trying to figure out ways to maximize both so that you can win on points at the end. So it's fun. It's easy to teach people how to play it. It's really, I mean, I think it's a great game to throw out when you have people up for a game day. But other than the really cool artwork and the fact that it's about cats, and it's the fact that in the inside of the top of their box they purposely design it for cats, that's amazing. Just doesn't personally. This is not personally the type of game that I'm drawn to.
Yeah, it's a polynomial tile laying game, and if I can put into words, I don't think you too much enjoy games where it's really a point salad.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm not a huge fan of point salad
Like
games.
it's like if
It's the min-max thing. It's like
Yeah.
you have to just squeeze every ounce. Like there's no luck in it. There's no last minute. I won because I just whipped out this amazing
Combo.
series of this huge combo. It's literally just you're squeezing out every last point you can possibly get to win the game. Not my personal favorite. Artwork is beautiful. It's fun. The fact that it's even on my list says a lot about this game.
Yep, and that is a new game for your list.
Yep.
Okay. My number 24 is a game that I actually anticipate skyrocketing next year. A lot of people have talked about Marvel United. Well, I didn't back Marvel United, but I did get Marvel United X-Men. And what CMON did was they put out the base game this year, and next year I get all the goodies, all of the expansions. And so we got it, and we kind of set it up, and we just had a lot of fun with it. So it's an initial thing. We played it a couple times with each other. We played it once with our son, and Marvel United X-Men's my 24. It's a fun game. It's quick. It's easy. It just keeps going. I really gotta say, there's something charming about it. And I love the IP. I love Marvel and its gameplay. And here comes the cat.
I'm surprised that isn't higher on your list.
Well, I put it down. I'll tell you why I put it down is because I'm giving it room to rise next year.
Cool.
Okay. My number 24, Marvel United X-Men.
Oof. Okay. I'm getting ready to get booed here.
Possible.
Sleeping Gods.
Sleeping Gods.
Is my number 23. I know this is a big game for a lot of people. I know it's in the top of the top for a lot of people. And it's not that it can't get there for me, but honestly, we just didn't get enough traction with this game. We put it out, we played it over a series, I think of a week, actually. We were making, an hour here, an hour there.
We played it about an hour every night.
Yeah, making good progress. Super fun game, super interesting. I love the adventure of it. I love that you're just trying to figure out where the hell you're supposed to go next. It's a big open world where,
sandbox,
you're not, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, you're not pushed to go in a certain direction. Like, the game doesn't make you do things like, yeah, you could go over here, but you really should go over here. It's really an open game. You go on lots of adventures, and they don't seem trivial. Each adventure is fun, even if I'm guessing at the end of it all, they were pointless. They were side quests.
Some of our side quests,
yeah. So, really enjoyed it. Just didn't get a whole lot of traction with it. Beautiful artwork. The characters are really cool. So we just need to get that out more and get going with it. I think like a lot of games like this for me, it's hard when it's a big campaign. It's hard to get it out and personally for me, just get them going and getting them finished. But I think if we make an effort to do so, I think Sleeping Gods is gonna go much higher on my list next year.
I agree with you. Yeah. Okay, my number 23 is actually a game right here in the thing. It's Ruination. And that's a game that she wanted. She saw the artwork. I think we watched a video with the Dice Tower, and Z Garcia put it on his top 10 list from this year, and because of the art, and you saw the art and said, get me that game.
Yep.
It was based on the art. Yep. And so we got it. It's basically a dudes on the map game in the world of Mad Max. And again, this is one that might grow higher. I really did enjoy every piece of it. You were really good at it. You tended to win. But we never played it with other people. We never got it to the table with other people. We just played it with each other, and we never stuck with it. A lot of new games are coming in, so we're definitely cycling new games in, and it's there, and we keep thinking about it. But I really enjoyed Ruination. I really enjoyed it, but I just didn't play it enough to rate it higher than 23. So my 23 is Ruination. Okay. So now let's go to number 22.
Dun, dun, dun. All right, 22. Champions of Midgard.
Champions of Midgard.
So last year, I think Lords of Waterdeep was very much in some of our top rated games, maybe super near the top.
Yeah. Lords of Waterdeep was number 5.
Lords of Waterdeep was number 5 last year. Champions of Midgard wiped the floor with Lords of Waterdeep. Light years beyond Lords of Waterdeep. Really fun worker placement. And it has the mechanic of dice chucking as well. Which
a lot of dice.
To have that combo is so cool. And so this game, early on in the year, skyrocketed to absolutely number 1. We played it a ton. Every time, when people came over, we played it with people because of the fact that you're not just going out and placing workers and, again, just trying to eke by and get these points and get these resources and so on and so forth, but you're really getting your biggest bang for your buck, getting points by slaying monsters, slaying trolls, slaying, what are they called? Dragars.
I don't know how to pronounce it. Yeah.
So that part I absolutely love. The characters that you play have some really unique abilities that are really cool as well when you go into battle or you do certain things in the game. The expansion, we got the expansion. Expansion's really cool. It adds a lot of really cool elements. However, I will say that the more people you add in addition to playing the expansion, the game gets light years longer. So if you're going to teach people this game, teach them on the base game. That's my recommendation, because the expansions are super cool, but they're super cool once you already have a good grasp of the base game and you can move along more quickly because you already understand the basics. You don't have to sit there and really dwell over, I don't even understand what's going on in the base game, and now I'm trying to figure out what I do in the mountains, or I can't remember what the other base game or expansion was.
Something about Valhalla, right? Valhalla and then Dark Mountains.
Yeah. So, great game. If you love Lords of Waterdeep, buy this game. I guarantee, well, I'm not going to guarantee that, but it could very well
You'll never play Lords of Waterdeep.
Yeah, it could very well replace Lords of Waterdeep. So, definitely a game I want to hang on to. Definitely a game that I want to get out and play again because of those melded elements of dice chucking and worker placement. Super fun to just be able to take out ships and kill monsters and go up and kill trolls. And it also, the interactive nature of the game too, where you can kind of screw over your opponents.
There's a little take that, but not too much.
It's not too bad to the point where it's annoying, where it just it feels like it's just stupid. It's actually, they keep it in a good balance, I think. So Champions of Midgard, definitely a great game. buy the expansions. They're super fun, but don't teach people the whole thing all at once. It takes way too long. Champions of Midgard.
Champions of Midgard. I'll just say a few things to add to that. One is kind of a tangent, which is explain something about our dynamic, which was, and I've said this to you all year, this has been the year of really discovering that I don't like playing games with people. I say that humorously on purpose because I was just this gamer, like more the better. Like, let's get 10 people. And I was always looking at games to turn them over and say, this only plays 1 to 4. Crap, 1 to 4, crap, you know. And now, whoa, I don't want to play. We have found a groove for 2-player games.
Yeah.
Cooperative or competitive, it's great. We had a third person. We have a son who is a gamer and he stops by. His name's Riley, and perfect. Add him in. We have a friends couple. They come and play with us. 4. Good. Sometimes both of those come and it's 5. No, too many people. Just too many people. In fact, I've started to like take over game days where people will come over. It's kind of a wonderful tangent here, and there's 2 games set up, and they're like, well, there's 6 people. Let's just all play 1 game. No. 2 3-player games.
There's some games you can do the 6 people.
Well, we'll get to, yeah.
Those are like the party games.
The party games. No, we're not talking party games.
Yeah, that's...
Yeah. Okay, so that's my tangent, and so that's where Champions of Midgard for me just had some problems. Like, it was like 5-player games or 4. It's just like, this is just killing me.
Yeah.
It's killing me. Okay. All right, we are on to my 22.
Yep.
My 22, which is a game that is low down here. It's charming. I can't wait to play it more, and it could go up or just drop off based on that. So it's kind of an initial take here, which is a little fun game called The Adventures of Robin Hood.
Yeah.
Okay, just had a lot of fun just sitting there with Jennie playing it, marching the little guys out, just doing our little things. We're trapped in the castle, we couldn't figure it out, and I said, what about over there? And there was a rope, and we got out of the castle. It was silly good fun. We're kind of going through a campaign. It's also something I may never finish.
Yeah.
So next year you may never hear me mention this again. But my initial gaming of it was fun and storytelling. I enjoyed it. Mm-hmm. And it worked really well with just 2 people. Mm-hmm. So my number 22, The Adventures of Robin Hood. Okay, number 21, Jennie.
21. All right, 21. My 21 is Aquatica.
Aquatica. Yeah, that's a game that we heard so many people raving about. And I finally just got it, and gorgeous artwork, huh?
Yeah, beautiful artwork, beautiful game. This one I could see going up in my rankings. We've played it 2 or 3 times so far, but it does just keep getting beat to the table by other games. So although it is beautiful, it is fun to play. There's nothing, I honestly can't say anything bad about the game at all. It's just, for me, not quite as exciting as some of our other options. And so this game, it's a 22 for no other reason than I don't think I've played it enough. Again, gorgeous game. It's got a really interesting mechanic that you can go out and you can...
Sliding the cards up.
Yeah, slide the cards up. You can buy land. There's actually lots that you can do with your character board in order to get points. So it's a very interesting game, and I think it's definitely something we'll pull out more. But it just keeps getting beat. So.
You know what I'd say? Say it has the possibility it's either going to drop off, or maybe something will click. Yeah. And we play it a lot. There's a couple games like that. I was like, okay, I played it, I liked it. It was right in that middle pack. Mm-hmm. One in particular that ended up being a 10 for me and growing to just phenomenal status. And I'll ruin it. It's Res Arcana, which is in the Aquatica zone at one point. It was like,
Right.
right? So, okay. So Jenny's number 22 is what? Aquatica? Okay. And mine is another big campaign style game that we only played once. And we played with too many people, but boy, was I having fun and have just wanted to bring back to the table. It just lit me up. One play, already my 21, which was Forgotten Waters. Pirate game. Want to play it. Just, I know it's a campaign though. I know we're going to have to sit and do it, right? The theme, I think we're not unique in this, of not finishing campaigns is pretty strong. So, in fact, last year, I rewatched last year's video to get ready for this, and I said, had we played, we could have very well had a top 1 list. There just wouldn't have been any other game. Had we just played Gloomhaven all year.
That's all we would have played.
That's all we would have played.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of thing. But now I think we're just having a lot of fun trying different games. Okay. So my number 21, pirate-themed game. Amazing app interaction, amazing artwork, story. I love this game. I want to play more. I'm just putting that out there. Forgotten Waters. Okay, Jenny, number 20.
Number 20. All right. Okay.
All right.
All right. Okay. So my number 20 is definitely fallen from last year.
Oh.
So my number 20 is Rising Sun.
Oh, Rising Sun was your number 1 last year.
So I love Rising Sun. The miniatures are gorgeous. The board is gorgeous. The artwork is gorgeous. The mechanics is really cool. It's unlike any other game that I've played. I love the political nature of it. I love the hidden nature of it. I love that the clans have different powers that if you use them well can really work to your benefit. The cards that you can buy or the monsters that you can get are very cool.
Yeah.
So I love this game. I love all the different ways that all the different avenues that you can take and the ways that you can maneuver in the game. The reason why this game has fallen so much, and I understand why it's this way, but I would play this game so much more if you could play it with 2 players. And I know you can't. There's no way it wouldn't work. Things would be, I think, too obvious that, you know, there is a hidden nature to it that I think would just not function at all.
And the allies and then the betrayal.
Yeah,
so
allies and betrayal.
Yeah.
So, man, though, if you could play this with 2 players, this would be way, way higher on my list. I think we got it to the table once this year, and unfortunately we didn't even finish it. So, and again, this is not saying anything about the game. The game is phenomenal. If you can get 3 people together, 4 and 5 actually worked really well with this game too.
This is one of the games that we played.
We played a 5.
It's a good 5-player game because there's 2 allies and then there's one outside that ally. It just has a great mix.
So this actually plays really well with a bigger group. It's just, you know, those games where you have to have 3 players to even start to get into it. It's just tough. So, Rising Sun.
I agree with you. Okay, my number 20. Boy, am I in campaign mode here. Now, I know a lot of people have been watching some videos out there. This is their number 1. I mean, kind of like in the Sleeping Gods vein. And I really think it has that opportunity. I'd love to revisit it more, and that is Destinies. By Lucky Duck Games. Great app interaction. I think everyone who plays the game, it kind of like initially is surprised that it's competitive as opposed to cooperative. I am. I think I think that's a bold choice on their part. I'm glad they did it, and I would probably prefer it be a cooperative game. Just because it's a campaign style kind of thing. And it has a lot of different expansions, so the campaigns are just like 3 stories. They're short stories.
Yeah.
I enjoyed every moment of it, but it just didn't get back to the table. So another campaign kind of style, even though it is competitive. So it's an app-driven fantasy, go out and kind of in the Middle Ages feel to it. Got great artwork, great feel. I don't like the miniatures. I'll be honest. In order for the map to work, they just scaled down the miniatures. So I don't know if you see how small this is. They're not full-size miniatures. They're tiny, and so there was a review of it, and they're like, what's what? They're all so tiny, it doesn't matter. Just put something out there. And I'm like looking for my character amongst 30 different tiny miniatures. I don't care. Just the one, this one's me, right? That's my thoughts on Destinies.
Yeah, I thought Destinies was a really intriguing game. It did not make my top 25. It is in my
honorable mentions.
My honorable mentions.
Okay.
I liked the competitive nature to it. I thought that was a really cool twist to things, and that you kind of had your own agenda and you were trying to do your own thing, and it was almost a race to see who could fulfill their agenda the fastest. So I liked that, but yeah, there was something about Destinies again. It just didn't quite make it back. Is it another 3? It requires 3 people, right?
No, it's a 1 to 3 player game.
Okay.
And this is this is a game we started with our son.
Okay, maybe that's what I'm thinking.
And so we had a 3 player. Yeah, it can't play with 4, but it can play from 1 to 3. So it's a solo mode. I think it has a 2v2 version. I know that I have that in the Kickstarter, but we've never played that. But it's the same.
Yeah, I was conflicted about getting Destinies in my top 25. It just didn't quite make it, but I'm definitely still very, very intrigued by the game.
Has possibilities. Okay, your number 20, was that it?
That was 20.
Okay. No.
That was 20.
My 20. That was my 20. Okay, that's starting to make no sense. All right, so. Number 19.
Number 19. I think you're really going to disagree with me on this one.
I'm prepared.
My number 19 is Raise Arcana.
Okay, that's just not anywhere real.
All right, so this is a great game. We've had it for several years now. The first time we played it was years ago, again, and it was immediately super intriguing, but it kind of got packed up and wasn't really played for a while. And then I think Jason mentioned earlier in our countdown, we brought it back out, and then all of a sudden it just took off for us, and it just came out every single time we were looking for a game to play, or, and the nice thing about Raise Arcana is once you know how to play it, it goes pretty quick. So this is the great thing about this game. It's one of those games you can whip out if you're like, hey, we've got 30 minutes. Let's play a game of Raise Arcana really quick.
And the familiarity with our gaming group, both our son and the couple that we play with.
Yeah. Like
they know the game backwards and forward. We know the games backwards and forward. It's a very comfortable fit.
Yeah. So really cool game. I love, again, it's kind of a gaining resources to gain cards, to gain points system. I think the game is really well balanced because you can feel like for a lot of the game that you're completely falling behind, but then you start looking at how many points you have and you're actually not as far as you think you are, and you're actually much closer to other people in the game than you thought. So it's a really nice balance. It doesn't, I don't think I've seen people run away with this game ever. I feel like everybody is usually pretty close at the end of the game. It's got some really cool cards, and it's got some cool mechanics where you can buy places, or you can buy monuments, or things like that. So there's, again, lots of different ways that you can maneuver in this game, lots of different ways that you can gain points in this game. It's not always just a slam dunk by doing the same thing over and over again. I've won this game doing different things. So it just kind of, it all depends on how you're set up at the beginning of the game and how well you can maximize, I guess, your engine to generate what you need in order to maximize your points. And again,
the way you're talking about this sounds like it would be higher than 19 on your list.
It's a staple.
It's a staple.
Like, for me, it's a staple. So it's one of those games that I'm not like itching to play. There are games right now that I'm itching to play. I want to get back to them. I want to play them again. I get really excited. Res is one of those games. Res
Arcana is what
Res Arcana, where it is always going to be there. It's always going to be an option. It is really cool. And yes, the more I'm talking about it, the more I'm like, I really want to play that again. Because it does have a cool way of, you get your engine running and either it sputters out and you just can't get the engine fully purring, or sometimes it just blows and you do a really, everything just, all the dots are connected. So really fun game. It's lower on my list because it is a staple. It's not like the newest, sexiest thing right now, but Res will always be there. So
you'd say that game will stay in your collection?
Yeah, well, for sure.
And for what it's worth, I think we'll see an uptick next year because there's a new expansion. Some people have it already, but we don't. So it's on pre-order. So we're excited about that.
Make Res sexy again. It'll go up in my list.
Yeah. One thing I do like about Res that I'm going to put in to this mix right here is that losing is okay because it's a relatively shorter game. Right. We'll sit down and play and go, okay, you want to do it again? Do it again.
Yep.
Where some games, like, man, you just played 3 hours and lost.
Right.
There's more pain in that. This is a good 45 minutes to an hour. Well, let's do it again. Let's do it again. Maybe I'll get 1 to 3 kind of thing in it. Okay. So, I got to write that down. Res Arcana. Okay, my number 19 is one that's already been on the list, your list. Very close, which is Rising Sun. So it's a great, it's the second in the trilogy of Blood Rage, Rising Sun, and then Ankh. And it, by Eric M. Lang, I think, from Simon Games. Fantastic miniatures, just a great feel. I know a lot of people, Blood Rage is the game. For me, I love Rising Sun, but the 3-player thing, it doesn't hit the table very often. Everything she said before is exactly why it's falling. And I've even this year bought a couple expansions for it, the little quick starter pieces, the Dynasty set, and we just haven't even used them. I mean,
you have expansions.
Yeah, for Rising Sun. Kami Unbound, so it expands the gods. But this is something we need a 3rd player to play. It's just so hard to get there. It's so hard to get there. Okay, my number 19, Rising Sun.